Hey y'all, I'm Shayna and I'm back with another review, rant, whatever you want to call it. We back with BMF, Season 2, Episode 209, High Treason. And I'm going to call this one Back to Atlanta because, baby, they went on back. But y'all know I've been under the weather. If you see my community tab, you know, me and my daughter been down bad. But I could not wait another day. I had to come on here and talk about this show because this was the best episode of this season. And I already thought it was a good season, but this episode had like non-stop action back to back. And we're going to go ahead and get into it. If you've been here before and you're not yet subscribed, like, what are we doing? It's free 99. Help a sister out. I'm coming down to you with a cold and everything. Still coming here to talk about this episode. I got tons of notes. Way more than last time. So we're going to be on here chatting. Drop down in the comments if you enjoy the video. Like, subscribe. It helps me out a ton. So, y'all already know. With BMF, I don't even got no particular order, no nothing. We just going to chat about it. And first thing on my mind is Carisha. Yes, Young Miami. Yes, City Girls. Child that acting. Sis had 1.5 sentences. We gonna get there. We gonna get there. But we gonna start first with Lamar and Monique. Because let's jump into it. So we start off with Lamar. Oh Lord, what? Is that the ice? Ignore it if you heard that. I ain't editing nothing. Y'all know I don't edit these videos. You want to take it as is. Anywho, so we see Lamar. He terrorizing his cousin, his friend, whoever he is. Y'all know who he is, who the comedian is, who he's staying with, who works at the funeral home. So he terrorizing him because all the man trying to do is sit outside on his back patio and watch his TV and laugh. But ain't no laughter and ain't no sunshine when Lamar is home. Okay. So he there, he complaining, talking about, you know, he ain't getting no money, like anybody paying up. And friend like, I don't care, you ain't paid no rent, you ain't paid me, you know, for putting down your dog, you ain't did nothing. So, and Lamar was like, and I'm not gonna pay, and what you gonna do about it? But you know, he's so scared of him, he like, look, just let me watch my TV in peace, please. So of course Lamar took the TV and broke it, and now he gotta replace it, and whew. He need to be the main one trying to get Lamar up out of there because he's staying in your house, eating up your food and running the show. I don't think so. Later, Lamar goes to Monique's house and he surprises her. He's like, I got a college fund for our daughter. And he gives her a promise ring. Y'all could have got a more realistic looking ring, but we gonna let it be. So her silly self was like, oh, you're making this so hard. And he like, making what hard? Lamar ain't no fool. He may be many things, but a fool he is not. So he already know what's going on. He already has suspicions. And I'm wondering, how does he not know that Monique and Meech got a child? How long was he in that coma? But anyway, so she like, you know what? Well, you know, I got something you might like. Like, it's party time. Like, she got that white girl. So they, you know, doing what they do, connecting and me try to say it wasn't a problem, but it's looking problematic because every time they get together, she's pulling it out. She got it on deck. So they sitting there. She like, you know what? I got something that will get your manhood working. And she pull out some more white stuff, and I don't know the difference. It looked the same to me. But he's like, what? CRACK? Cracked it, tact. Oh, no. It made me, I was about to bring up something that Whitney had said back. I'm gonna leave it alone. He said I do the good stuff, not that cheap stuff. No, I draw the line right then and there. He was good off that. Mo said just try it, like it worked. Like I got the pipe ready and everything, like pushing it on him. So he like, well, you try it first. And she like, no, you take the hit first. He like, no you. So finally he like, well, if ain't nothing wrong with it, then you try it. So she take it, and immediately looking like she just starts choking. So he right then and there, he knew something was up. He was like, okay. So he pulled her down like he trying to give her a kiss around the neck. And then he wraps his hands around her neck and does what he does best. Now, I will say my good sis Cash Doll put up a good fight. Like everybody else, they be barely giving one swing. They just be letting them just do it. They don't even be trying to fight back. She done took a base. Bam, that ain't work. She done picked up every object she could find. I mean, it took a minute. They was tussling around for a while. But ultimately, you know, old habits, they come down hard. And so, yeah, because he was like, Meech put you up to this. He already knew what was up. And, So, I was like, I hope he just put her to sleep and then go all the way. But he went all the way. Her storyline was cut too soon. So, after she put up a good fight, but lost, he got to call a friend over the next day to her house because he needs his help. The person that he's terrorizing, he needs him the most. He had to let him know he unalived her. And his boy was like, well, look, I'll cremate her. You got to help me lift her up so we can get her up out of here quickly. Man, he got him so involved. If Lamar go down, friend going down with him. So then the phone started ringing. Friend was like, don't answer it. He probably thinking like it might be Meech. But it was Zoe. And she's like, okay, where's my mama at? And he like, oh, she's in the shower. But he like giving it away that something's going on. He sounds suspicious. And he was like, oh, I love you. Child, Zoe ain't wanting to hear nothing about it. She hung right up on him. Whew, I can't wait till Meech find this out. So then, may Monique rest. May she rest. Then we get into Lucille and cheap cheating Charles. You know how I feel about cheap cheating Charles now with his broke self. So Lucille went out with Pastor Swift. And she got on her new dress, you know, looking good, and a dress that Charles ain't never seen her in before. Probably a dress she bought with Nikki's credit card. So she really thought she was doing something. But she gonna find out. Ain't nothing out here in these streets, child. You either gonna deal with the raggedy man you got at home, or you gonna go back out here and deal with these raggedy men in these streets. So she like, look, I'm going out. He's like, where you going? She like, and don't wait up. I'm grown. I don't got no curfew. Just like you ain't have one when you was at the Easy Rest Motel. So after she leaves, Nikki like, look, dinner done. And she like, well, what is even the point of like be staying together if you so miserable? And he like, we not talking about this. And Nikki like, look, I'm never getting married and having kids. Y'all let me know down in the comments if y'all know if Nikki got kids and is married now, because I'm sure she is. But it's like we always say that when we young, like, I'm never doing this and I'm never doing that, and end up doing it. So at dinner, Pastor Snoop, aka Pastor Swift, was talking to Lucille. Lucille, she pouring out her heart, talking about every man has done her wrong, from her sons to her husband. Men just dog her out and treat her so bad. And here he go trying to make a pass to her, putting his hand on her thigh. And she like, now watch it now. I ain't come here for all that. I'm not giving up no goodies. And he said, what? I thought that's what we came here for. The waiter came, he said, yeah, the check, take that back and split it right down the middle. I said, he has to be stopped. Snoop Dogg is playing the hell out of this role. You hear me? Not split it down the middle. Child, look. Charles might take you out once every decade, but at least you ain't got to split the bill. But that was after she was complaining, talking about I got to work at Wendy's for pennies and all this stuff. He gonna make her pay that expensive bill. So, after she turned down his advances and had to pay for her own meal that night, I said, Lord, they got to find a new church. The next day, she's sitting there, a few pennies short from her dinner, with a raggedy man. And then here come Mistress Mabel, bringing back that skillet. Girl, keep it. So she bring it back, and Lucille's like, you can borrow anything from me at any time. You don't got to let her know Mabel was doing that with or without your permission. So she started pouring it on thick, unloading, talking to the enemy, letting her know, like, Charles was out here cheating. And she was, like, on her knees, like, crying in her lap. And Mabel like, I think I got some tissues in my purse. Don't nobody want them tissues smelling like smoke and peppermints. But then out comes a pack of matches from the Easy Motel. And Lucille said, the Easy Rest Motel? That's where Charles had that receipt at from the mistress, that home-wrecking hussy he was out with. Mabel ain't even try to deny it. She just looking stunned, like, ooh, I'm caught. She ain't even try to play it off. Girl, this ain't your first go around. Like, you could have played it off, but like, okay, well, I was there too. I mean, it's a popular motel. She didn't even try to play it off or nothing. Lucille was letting her have it. She was like, I thought what I was going to do. I was going to, do this to the mistress and do that. But now that I know it's you, child, Lucille let her off with a warning. She a better woman than me. Because I tell you, I would have, after I got done with Mistress Mabel, I would have had to ask God for forgiveness. Because, listen, I would have been liable to do anything, especially with that skillet in my hand, okay? But Lucille let Mistress Mabel out without even so much as snatching her wig off the top of her head, because at least she would have been walking out snatched and scalped. So then here comes cheating Charles after the fact, talking about Lucille. Lucille done broke up his guitar, everything. He like, I don't love her, I love you. Well, this is how you repay me with love? Fixing up her walls, her dry walls, as Lucille put it. Meanwhile, our house is falling apart. I gotta work at Wendy's. We struggling and surviving. Temporary layoffs. Good times. Horrible. No. Keep it. She said, any love I have for you is gone. Nikki told him go ahead on and get out. And that's bad. You know that's bad when the child got to tell you get out. So we could have got a little more oomph with Lucille, but I'm going to take it. I told y'all the truth always come to the light, okay? It fell right into her lap, literally. So then we see the Flenory Brothers and snitching B Mickie headed to the A, going to the ATL for Freaknik so they can, try to work on setting up shop out there. Terry has had it with B Mickie. He ready for him to be gone. Like, he need him out of the picture, and I don't blame him. I wouldn't trust him either. So they at the college, and one of the workers was pressing up against a female, and she like telling him like, no, stop, and he won't take no for an answer. No means no. So Meech go to like handle this situation, and then the dude with locks, he steals off on him. Like, so Meech was like, no, whoa, like we not doing that either. Like, I'm gonna handle it, but we not doing that. So the dude with the locks was like embarrassed as Meech checked him in front of everybody, and yeah, so he already got his eyes on him. Like, but I feel like, why are we? Let him. I mean, the way he was acting, he deserved to get what he got, as far as I'm concerned. But that's just me. So later, and of course the worker, they fired him, told him get gone. They end up visiting Goldie. I love me some Monique. So anytime she's on my screen, I'm happy to see her because that is like my auntie in real life. Okay, she reminds me of my mother because my mother's from Baltimore and she acts just like her. So yeah. Sorry, y'all. I had to pause. I had to cough, but I must keep on giving you this review. So they were there. They were at Goldie's house, and they're like, "Look, we trying to run money through one of your one of your clubs. We trying to have a clean place to run the money through." And at first, Goldie is like, well, we ain't there yet. And he like, haven't we proven ourselves? Like, they working it, working Monique. She got a soft spot for them. And then she like, I got a realtor. She used to be one of my girls. And now she's, a top real estate agent. And then B Mickie makes some little slick comment. And it's like, why is B Mickie here? He wasn't here the first time, so he shouldn't be here now. Like, he don't need to be here because he's about to mess everything up. So after Goldie checked him, Misha's like, on that note, can I go to your bathroom? He go in there, he come out, and he see a woman like yelling for help. And my first thought was, I know Monique don't got elderly people in here and she's scamming them. But it wasn't that. That was her little sister, and she was taking care of her because she was ill. So we're going to get into that later. Then they stop past, their ATL Connect tie with his fine self. That man know he fine, okay? And come to find out, he's a family man. I thought he was staying there with, the one that be cooking up in the kitchen. I thought they was like roommates or something. But no, he got a whole penthouse, got his family, kids, a wife who's played by Carisha. They couldn't have found anybody. Like, that's my thing with these shows. They try to get people, like popular people in to get viewers to tune in. I would rather these jobs go to legitimate actors or aspiring actors who can actually act than somebody who just has a name. Like, Lala on here is already more than enough. She can't act hardly anyway. She getting better, but, I mean, she got ways to go. But come on now. I could have played this role better than that. So they tell Ty, they want to set up shop, but they won't step on his toes while they down there, they gonna get in his way. And you're like, well, y'all my boys, y'all my brothers, so it is what it is. Meech was like, well, look, before we leave, we gotta hit up Magic City, because Magic City is and was and will always be a staple in the ATL. So they in Atlanta, they got to. So then we at Magic City, and we see a sex scene with Meech and a random stripper. I don't know why we had the scene. It didn't seem necessary. But I wasn't complaining either. But then they were saying in the comments they thought it was a prosthetic. Y'all let me know if y'all think that thing was a fake, a fluke, a floozy. Like they was trying to deceive us. Let me know what y'all thinking. Anyway, Goldie talks to Meech. Like after they talked to the realtor, Meech and Goldie was talking one-on-one, and she was like, that woman you saw, that was my little sister, and she's really ill from the HIV virus, so I'm helping her, I'm taking care of her. And that was so sad, but it was so real, like especially it was like a new thing in the 80s, and they didn't have all the medicine and everything they have today. Like people really like to make fun of any types of viruses, diseases, STDs, all these things literally can affect anyone in so many different ways, not even just from sex, but from so many other ways, like a blood transfusion. You never know when it will happen, how it will happen. It's affecting people all across the world, and they are almost ashamed to even talk about it. But I'm glad they touched on it, and I'm glad treatment has come a long way from where it was back then. But it was nice because she was like, look, you take care of the people that you love, the ones that would do it for you. And of course, that's how Meech rolls. He always takes care of his people. Like, that's their thing. Like, they're big on family and taking care of their people. But across the way, the dude with the locks from earlier spotted them, and he like, what they doing here? And his partner was like, I heard they trying to set up shop. He said, okay, we're going to see about that. So I said, oh goodness, you so, it's like an ego thing. Like, Meech don't even remember you, but you up here worrying about him, and it's a shame. So Meech and his crew, they walking out, Ty with them, and they laughing, they had a good night. All of a sudden we hear pow pow, and we know what that means. And that be happening, like, that's not even be out in the nightlife like that no more, because that scene ain't for me. So Ty got hit, and we know what that means. Meech immediately goes to his crib, and Carisha like, what you drunk? You don't remember the elevator code? Like, and then Meech comes out, and she like, okay, like, where is my husband? And he's like, I'm so sorry. Like, he got hit. And she confused, like, what? Huh? And he's like, yeah, Ty got hit. She's like, oh my God. This girl could not force out a tear for nothing. Like, I don't know how they must have put eye drops in her eyes. How many times did they try to film this scene? Like, it didn't sound believable at all. I had more compassion when my son's fish didn't make it. Like, this was crazy. Like, I know you just acting, but girl, act. So she got mad. She smacked him in the face. And she like, I want payback for whoever did this. And then he just stumbled off and left. And it was just so awkward. Like, almost to the point that I wish we didn't even have the scene. I think they put it in there just for us to laugh. So, moving on. We see on the rooftop, B Mickie is talking to Terry, and then he pull out a strap on him. He like, I seen you talking to that guy earlier, like, you and your brother trying to take me out, which is a shame because Meech is not trying to do that. Like, he's very loyal, and he meant what he said. Now, Terry, on the other hand, he could take him or leave him. Really, he wants to leave him. So, but Meech come right there, and I'm like, you didn't see Meech coming? Like, you didn't hear noise? How did he just come and you didn't see him? But okay, go off. So Meech is like, he on B Mickie on Terry, Meech on B Mickie, and Terry like, yo, take him out. Like, what is taking so long? Do it. And B Mickie like, you know what? I've done a lot for you. I've been loyal to you. Like, I've lost loved ones behind you and whatever. Like, I ride for you, this and that. And Meech like, and Terry like, come on, like, do it already. Do it. But Meech like, no, I can't do it. Like, you my brother, we started this together. And they did, but everybody that started with you ain't meant to go the distance with you. But he like, look, we can't do this. We brothers, we gotta, get through this together. And Terry and B Mickie was both like, I don't know how you plan on doing that. I mean, once you pull one out on me, there's no going back. Like, there's disrespect that just cannot be forgiven. Like, ain't no going back now. We too far. We too far gone now. Somebody got to go. But he like, we got to take out the person that's causing the divide between us, which is, Lamar. So they like, suddenly in the middle of that, Terry get a call and he answer. Because I would have been like, listen, we're having a moment. We need to figure out what we need to do. I probably wouldn't have been answering my phone. But he answered. And it was from Markeisha. And she said they got Boom. The feds got him. And he like, the feds got Boom. And Misha's like, okay, so. And he's like, no, like Detective Brian got a picture of me and Markeisha doing it. And if he see that, he gonna lose it. Like, he might snitch. And that he did. So we see Detective B and his partner saying, Boom sung like a bird. He sung like a canary. And he said, Meech and them, they got the Colombian Connect and everything. He told everything. And they was like, if K9 snitches, they'll be back on top. So they think things are finally going in their favor because they've been down bad for a long time. But before we even got there, Detective B's son, we start off with him. He nervous. He's scared to go to school. I got to side with Detective B. Like, when it comes to his son and his parents and everybody don't like all that, I don't think he's being too hard because his son's constantly like, I'm not you too rough on me, you too hard on me type of thing. No, he's just letting you know you need to protect yourself. You can't run from everything. You can't be scared and be fearful and looking over your shoulder. Like, you got to fight back. No, you don't got to go up and be a fighter, but you got to protect yourself and fight these bullies back. Like, this is just crazy. But the son don't want to hear it. He fine being a punk. He don't want nothing to do with it. He want to go back home to his mama's house. Excuse me. And he like, look, because he like, I don't think it was the bully, but he can't say what it was. So the son later comes to the police station where he worked, and he like, I'm telling you, I don't want to go there. He looking for his dad. He ended up talking to his partner. And he telling her everything, like running his loose lips. And then he used to mention the safe. So she, put that information in her pocket, of course, because she don't trust him. She's sleeping with him, but she's sleeping with the enemy at this point because she don't trust him at all. And I don't trust her, okay? But so she goes later on because she heard him talking to his ex-wife, and he like, look, he's back with his mom, whatever. So later on, after work, she come over with a bag of food. And she seduce him, try to throw that good on him. And she like, well, your son isn't here, so I decided to come over unannounced. Because, I mean, we at that point now that I can just stop by. So they get to doing what grown folks do. And after he good and sleep, or so she thinks, she starts snooping around, going through his stuff and in his closet. He sees her. He like, what are you doing? And she's like, I was just getting a blanket. So he's suspicious, but he didn't see that she saw B Mickie's little wristband from the hospital. And so she looked into it. She was like, you didn't tell me that B Mickie, you switched B Mickie's mom back to that, raggedy hospital and took her from where she was at. So he had to let her know a little bit of information and be like, look, the reason why I did that is because B Mickie wouldn't help us out. So it's not my fault she passed. And yeah, he didn't have no remorse. And she like, that's strike two. And he's like, I'm going to tell you everything from now on. He didn't even tell you everything now, but okay. But I'm like, you keep giving him chances, you're going to still lay down with him. So what's the point of even, if you're not going to do nothing about it, why confront him? Like, because he like, you can either say something about it or whatever. Like, she got to build up a case first. And that's what she's doing. She's building up a case. I knew they was going to lay down together, but they ain't going to, and they're not going to be together. Oh, no. She building up a case on him. And he just, like, he making it too easy. But, y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. It was really good. Next week is the finale. I can't wait to get into it. Like, the season went by way too fast. But be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe. Check out my other content. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.